listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny.
We are wrapping up the week here on I Love Old Time Radio. Welcome, Old Time Radio fans. I'm your host, Virtual Vinny. You can interact with us via social media on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio and on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. You can send feedback to us via the contact form on our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. You can also anonymously tell us what you think of the show by filling out our survey at survey.iloveoldtimeradio.com. This episode is brought to you by the Vintage Radio Club. The Vintage Radio Club is a way for you to help support the I Love Old Time Radio podcast, and as a thank you, we do an extra podcast a week with some longer episodes. This week, the CBS Mystery Theater is presenting The Old Ones Are Hard to Kill. This is a story of an old lady whose boarder confesses to her on his deathbed and stars Agnes Moorehead. If you want to hear more and help support the I Love Old Time Radio podcast, then visit vintage.iloveoldtimeradio.com. I Love Old Time Radio produces a new show every Monday through Friday, each day with a different theme. Fridays, we hope to say the secret word on You Bet Your Life. This is the last episode in Season 2 that we have, and it was originally aired April 13th, 1949. And George, what is the secret word?
Ladies and gentlemen, don't tell a soul, but the secret word tonight is air. A-I-R.
Really?
You bet your life. Elgin American, creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, finest dresser sets, present Groucho Marx in the Elgin American show, You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here's that sterling Elgin American, the one, the only...
Would you mind repeating that, please? Oh, that's me, Groucho Marx. Thank you. Well, here I am again with $2,000 for one of our couples tonight. George Fenneman was first to try for it.
Oh, just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a pair of high school students, and here they are. Nancy Boyden and Carlos Ramirez meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for Elgin American Compacts, kids. And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, you'll each win the amazing new Apollo 16mm sound movie projector. It's a common word, something you use every day. High school students, eh? Nancy Boyden, is that...
Yes.
What school do you attend?
Eagle Rock High School.
How old are you, Nancy?
17.
Pretty tall for 17. And Carlo Ramirez?
Yes.
What's your age, Carlo?
16.
16, huh? Say, you're pretty short for 16. And what's your school, Carlo?
Franklin High School.
Which is the best, yours or hers?
Oh, mine is.
Is that right, Nancy?
No.
Why do you say yours is better, Carlo?
Well, we beat them in track and baseball and basketball.
You mean against the girls? And why do you say yours is better, Nancy?
Because Eagle Rock High School beat Franklin in the district finals of the oratorical contest.
What have you got to say to this, Mr. Ramirez?
I didn't know we even had a contest here.
Well, according to Nancy, it was no contest. You have a nickname in school, Nancy?
Yes, Red.
Red, huh? Why do they call you Red? What do they call you in school, Carlos?
Well, I got the little nickname of Solrack.
Solrack?
Yeah.
What does that derive from?
Well, that's Carlos spelled backwards.
Well, I hope when you're in school you don't spell backwards, Carlos, in school, do you participate in any extracurricular activities like raw hamburger swallowing?
Oh, I'm a yell eater.
Could you give us a sample yell at your school?
Well, when a player gets hurt, they start carrying him off. You just holler his name. Yay, Simmeroosti, rah, 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 rah. Yeah.
say that the player is carried off unconscious? And you expect him to hear what you just shouted? What are some of the most recent fads in school, Nancy?
Oh, bebop and bebop talk.
How does that go? Could you give us a sample bebop?
Oh, really bebop boy.
Beedly bebop boy? I'll try that on my gardener tomorrow. He'll probably hit me over the head with a sack of Vigoro. He's been trying to make me grow for so long. What do you think of that beedly bobbly booty buzz stuff? Carlos, huh?
I think it's real gone.
It's real gone?
Yeah.
When did it leave? What do you say when you see a cute little chick?
Boobop shebang.
Boobop shebang?
Yeah.
That means he's got a cottage up in the country or something? A small shebang someplace? Well, you're both very nice youngsters, and I want Nancy to have this lovely silver finish compact by Elgin American.
Oh, beautiful.
And Carlos, here's one just like it for your mother. What do you want to be when you leave school, Nancy?
A school teacher.
And what's your ambition, Carlos?
Oh, musician and salesman.
Salesman? Want to make money, I suppose.
Oh, sure, lots of money.
You want to make a lot of money. You want to be a counterfeiter, in other words, huh? Well, for graduation, I'll send you one of my old printing presses. Of course, on mine, Lincoln comes out a little younger. What does your father do? Is he a counterfeiter, too, Carlos?
I don't know, he's a printer.
He's a printer. What school do you go to, Carlos? Huh?
Franklin.
You're still at Franklin. How old do you think a man should be before he gets married, Mr. Ramirez?
Well, I think he should be about 25.
Mm-hmm. And how do you feel about it, Nancy?
Well, I think he should be 25 also.
Could you describe your dream man for me?
Well, he's good looking, and he has a car, and he's a little bit older.
That's me, Groucho Marx. I've got a car, and I'm older. The fact is, my car is older than you. Are you at the shaving stage yet, Carlo?
Oh, sure.
How often do you shave, huh?
Oh, every Friday.
Every Friday you shave? Yeah. What do you shave with, a flounder? What do you shave with, Carlos?
A safety razor.
Well, in a couple of years, you can start putting a blade in it, huh? Where do you go to school, Carlos?
Franklin.
You haven't been kicked out yet, huh? Now, in just 1 minute, you're going to work together for $2,000. Fenneman, the mic is all yours.
Well, thank you, Groucho. Ladies, have you looked at your compact lately? It has a vital influence on your smartness because it's the one accessory you actually use and use where other people can see it. So for Easter of all times, replace a battered, shoddy-looking compact with an exquisite new Elgin American, the compact first in fashion and preferred by the best-dressed women. Here's the thrilling Easter gift, too, and Elgin American prices agree with every budget. See these favorite compacts tomorrow at your favorite store. And see Elgin American's exciting new companion line of compacts, too, American Beauty, thriftily priced as low as $2.95. Remember, the compact that will do the most for your Easter smartness, for her Easter smartness, carries America's #1 name in compacts, Elgin American.
Now, let's see if the high school students will get a chance at the $2,000 question. You're going to play You Bet Your Life. Fenneman, tell them the rules.
Each of our three couples has $20. They bet as much of that 20 as they want on each of 4 questions. The couple that earns the most money gets a chance at the $2,000 question at the end of the show. Our other 2 couples are in a waiting room off stage, so they won't know what goes on until it's their turn.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Songs from Broadway.
That's right. Here's your first question. How much of the 20 are you going to go for?
5.
This song is from the Bandwagon. What's the name of it?
Dancing in the Dark.
Dancing in the Dark is right.
Well, the kids are off to a great start. They have $25.
Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the 25 are you going to chance now?
10.
Here's a song from Hold Everything. Give me the title of it. Take a guess.
I know the words. It's You're the cream in my coffee.
You're the cream in my coffee is right.
Now they have $35.
Well, here's your third question. You've got $35. How much are you going to try now?
10.
10. This tune is from Anything Goes. What's the name of it?
I get a kick out of you.
I get a kick out of you is on the nose.
And they pick their score up to $45.
All right, you got $45. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much are you going to try?
No.
No coaching.
20? 20.
20.
Here we go. Here's a tune from Roberta. What's the name of it? What's the name of the song? Take a stab at it.
No.
I can't remember.
Well, I'm sorry, but it's lovely to look at.
Oh.
And they wind up with $25.
You wound up with $25. Well, thanks and good luck from Belgian American Compacts. Now, don't go away. You're still in the running for the big question.
Perhaps the next couple will say the secret word, Groucho. It's air. They've been in a waiting room off stage. Okay, boys, bring them in. Just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected a fashion designer and a housewife. And here they are. Mr. Moss Mabry and Mrs. Marjorie Sonny meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome for Belgian American Compacts. And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, you'll each win the amazing new Apollo 16mm sound movie projector. It's a common word, something you use every day. Mrs. Sonny?
Yes.
Where are you from, Marjorie? I'll call you Marjorie. Huh?
Sydney, Australia.
You're from Sydney, yeah?
Yes, Australian war bride.
Australian war bride.
Yes.
Huh? And fashion designer Mabry, is that right?
Mabry.
Mabry, huh? Where are you from?
Mariana, Florida.
Fine, handsome-looking fellow there.
Thank you, sir.
As a fashion designer, where do you design, huh?
With Don Loper, out on Sunset Strip.
That's a very swanky place, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
How long have you had designs on women, huh?
About 10 years.
Mrs. Sonny, how long have you been married?
I was married on the 2nd of March, 1946.
How did you meet your husband?
Oh, I haven't even told my parents.
What? Listen, I'm older than your parents. Tell me.
I'm sharing an apartment with 2 other flooding companions in Sydney, and the American Navy moved into the apartment next door.
The Navy moved into the apartment?
Well, some of the Navy.
And?
And one of these naval officers was quite a singer, and he liked to sing in his bath. And I like to sing in my bath also, so...
And you sang together in the bathroom?
Well, when it reached the stage of Little Soreko, How Do You Do, Hello, and that very romantic Indian love call, and Love Thy Neighbor, I sensed a romance developing.
Mm-hmm. And you've been sponging them off them ever since, I suppose.
Well, I decided to put my best foot forward and went to the beauty specialist and had a hairdo and a manicure.
That was close to Newcastle, Marjorie. You didn't have to do that.
Oh, I'm afraid you're a flatterer.
I am, but you don't have to be afraid. Huh? I don't want to ask point blank how old you are, but did you ever wear bustles?
Oh, no, indeed.
I guess they went out with revolving doors, huh?
No, sir.
Do you happen to remember what was being worn when you were a baby?
Diapers.
Marjorie, you can consider the matter closed, huh? You certainly pinned me down that time. Now, since we're talking about fashions, tell me, do you think women dress to please themselves or to please men, Marjorie? Yeah.
Generally, I think to please themselves.
Well, if they dress to please me, the stores wouldn't sell much. An occasional sun visor, that's all. Tell me, plunging neckline, what do you think women dress for?
To please other women.
Well, tell me, buttons and bows, how do you go about dreaming up your original creations?
We try to pick out a period. For spring, we did French Revolution, and we do a lot of research on it.
And do you have a revolution every spring?
So far, yes.
See. And what are the prices of your original creations?
$2.45 to $15.95.
Well, it's not bad. $2.45. That's very reasonable, huh?
This is a mistake. It's $245.
$245? Well, you can get the whole French Revolution for that. Including Marie Antoinette, huh? Just what does a woman get in the way of a dress for 1,600 smackers?
Well, she gets a custom-made dress, one that is designed especially for her.
Mm-hmm. And what does her husband get, ulcers?
He just gets the bill.
Well, we have some gifts that are always in the very height of fashion. For our Housewife, Elgin American's Compact and Silver Finish and Jeweler's Bronze.
Oh, that's exquisite. Thank you so much.
And for Mr. Mowbray, our fashion designer, an Elgin American cigarette case and Silver Finish.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Mowbray, as a fashion expert, what do you think of that?
I think it's very beautiful. And I think the one that you gave Marjorie is exceptionally pretty. It goes right with her hat, right with her costume.
Oh, silver, yes.
You two are going to be very happy together. Now, what advantage does a custom-made dress have over a ready-made dress?
Well, a custom-made dress is done exactly for her. It brings out her best points and hides her worst points.
Mm-hmm. It's the battle of the bulge, in other words. Mrs. Sonia, what was your most embarrassing experience, in addition to your romance?
Oh, well, it centers around the bathroom again.
Again, huh?
After my husband...
You're the life boy kid, aren't you?
Well, after we were married, the Navy found this apartment, and there was a shortage of telephones, and we were obliged to go into the corridor to take our telephone calls. And this particular Tuesday morning, the management were rather incensed at the number of calls I'd had, and I was getting madder and madder about taking and not being able to take a bath. So in desperation, I turned the water on, and I thought I'll be very quick on this call, and I'll get back in time to take my bath.
I must say you're the cleanest bride you've ever had.
However, there were 2 subsequent telephone calls, and the bath water was still running.
You mean by this time Nimitz's fleet had arrived, too?
No. The manager's wife came tearing up the stairs in the most awful state, and she said, Mrs. Sonny, something tragic must have happened in your apartment. The water's gushing down the walls into the office. The king and queen are flat on their face on the floor.
The king and queen?
The picture had been washed off the wall.
That British Navy is all over.
No, we called the American Navy to the rescue with their mops and their brooms. Of course, the armistice had been signed by then. And
in the apartment, you mean? Now you're going to play You Bet Your Life, the Elgin American game for $2,000. You run your $20 into more than the other couples, and you get a chance at the $2,000 question later. Fenneman, remind our listeners how much the first couple won.
The high school students have $25.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Titles of current movies.
Title roles in recent movies.
Right.
Here's your first question, and how much of the $20 are you going to risk?
10.
10. Who played the title role in Hamlet?
Laurence Olivier.
Right.
They're off with $30.
Remember, you're going for $2,000 tonight. How much of the 30 will you try now?
25.
25. Who played the title role in The Adventures of Don Juan?
Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn is right.
They now have $55.
Here's your third question. How much of the 55 will you try now?
50.
50? Who played the title role in The Siren of Atlantis?
Maria Montez.
Maria Montez.
They're really on their way. They have $105.
You got $105. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 105 you going to try?
100.
$100. Who played the title role in The Boy with Green Hair?
Dean Stockwell.
Dean Stockwell is right.
And they wind up with $205.
Thank you.
Thanks and good luck from Elgin American Compacts. Now, in just 1 minute, our last couple will play You Bet Your Life, and then we know who gets the crack at the $2,000 question. Fenneman, it's your turn.
All right. Men, too, are on dress parade Easter Sunday. And the man with the new Elgin American cigarette case, or cigarette case and lighter to match, has the handsome, well-turned-out appearance Easter calls for. Elgin American prices are easy on the wallet, too. See these smoking accessories for the well-dressed man tomorrow. They're precision perfect. Come in masculine designs, beautifully finished in silver, jeweler's bronze, and sterling silver, and make Easter gifts beyond compare. Any man has every reason to throw his chest out further on Easter when he's the proud owner of a handsome new cigarette case or cigarette case and lighter to match by Elgin American.
Stop the music! Stop the music! I didn't have anything to say. I just wanted to see if it'd work. Now, we'll soon know who's going to earn the most money and get the chance at the $2,000 question. George, who's leading so far?
Well, the designer and the housewife are leading with $205. And here's our final couple, Groucho. They've been in a waiting room off stage, so they don't know the secret word is air. Okay, boys, bring them in. We invited some tree surgeons and some veterinarians to the show tonight, and just before we went on the air, our studio audience selected these two. Tree surgeon Irving Humphrey and veterinarian Dr. Warren Walker. Meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome, gentlemen, for Elgin American Compacts. And if you say the secret word at any time we're talking, you'll each win the amazing new Apollo 16mm sound movie projector. It's a common word, something you use every day. A veterinarian, eh? Dr. Warren Walker?
That's right.
Where are you from, Doc?
Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. You married?
Yes.
Do you have any little vets at home?
No, not yet.
Well, let's go to another part of the forest. Tree surgeon Irving Humphrey. Where are you from, Irving?
Philadelphia.
Are you married?
Yes, sir.
Got yourself out on a limb, eh? Now, how do you know when a tree is sick? Does he call up and ask for an appointment?
Well, it starts to defoliate. You can tell it's not getting enough food or water.
And then if you're busy, what happens? You have the owner bring the tree into the office? Did you know that there are tree surgeons who are now practicing psychiatry?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, I know one. Of course, he only practices on nut trees, but... He had one very bad case. He had a walnut tree that imagined he was a can of salmon. He never did cure him. Now, as a tree surgeon, do people call you Doc?
Yes, they do.
They call you Doctor.
Call me Doc.
Well, what do they say, what's up, Doc? Or, Well, I suppose in your case they say, where's Doc? Up? Well, for each of you, we have a handsome cigarette case in jeweler's bronze there by Elgin American.
Thank you. They're very fine.
Tail wagger, that's you. Let's bark up your tree for a moment, huh? How long have you been an animal, Doctor? How long have you been an animal doctor?
4 years.
And what do you do as a veterinarian? What kind of patients do you treat?
Well, small animals mostly. Monkeys, anything that comes in.
What are you looking at me for?
Well, you shouldn't feel so guilty.
Now, tell me, what's the most interesting case you ever worked on?
Well, I believe the lion was the most interesting.
The lion, huh?
Mm-hmm.
What was the matter with the lion?
Had a bad molar. To extract its molar.
Well, do you have old magazines for the lion to read? Or do you just read between the lines, huh?
Well, we give him a little morphine.
What's the strangest pet you ever worked on, man?
Well, I worked on a lion, emu, skunk.
Skunk.
A lot of them.
What'd you do for the skunk, huh?
Well, we descent skunks. They make very good pets if you descent them.
You mean you de-skunk a skunk, huh?
Yeah, I did.
You're just like my doctor. The skunk pays you a visit and leaves your office without a cent. So what's the chief occupational hazard in your jobs?
Well, scratching cats and biting dogs.
Mm-hmm. Well, why would a grown man want to go around biting dogs? What's the chief occupational hazard of a tree surgeon?
Well, it's not so good to fall out of a tree.
Have you ever fallen out of a patient?
A little bit.
Well, gentlemen, this lesson in natural history has been very enlightening. Now, let's see how you two can work together for $2,000. You're the last couple to play You Bet Your Life. Beat the other two couples, and you get the $2,000 question. I can't tell you how much they won, but George is off stage to remind our listeners.
The dress designer and the housewife are high with $205.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. What question category did you select?
Famous street.
Here's your first question. How much of your $20 will you try?
$10.
In what city do you find the famous Constitution Avenue?
Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C. is right. We now have $30. How much of your $30 would you try now?
20.
20.
20. In what big city do you find famous Michigan Avenue?
Chicago.
Chicago is right. We now have $50. All right, you got $50. Here's your third question. How much of the 50 are you going to try?
40.
In what southern city do you find Peachtree Street?
What was it?
Peachtree.
Atlanta.
Atlanta is right.
Now they have $90.
I knew he gets anything with a tree in it. Got $90. Here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of the 90 are you going to try?
80.
$80.
In what southern metropolis do you find Canal Street?
New Orleans.
New Orleans is right.
And they wind up with $170. And that means the dress designer and the housewife with $205 get the chance at the $2,000 question. Easter gifts really prove your thoughtfulness and affection. And the name Elgin American adds great prestige to these gifts. Exquisite compacts, handsome cigarette cases, and lighter ensembles for men. See these important accessories tomorrow at any leading store. See, too, Elgin American's exciting new companion line, American Beauty, sensationally priced as low as $2.95 for compacts, $3.95 for cigarette cases. At Easter, at all times, there's far more smartness, more value in compacts, cigarette cases, and lighters by Elgin American. And here comes the winning couple, Groucho, the dress designer and the housewife.
Well, back again to try for $2,000, eh? Good luck. I'll give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you, so talk it over thoroughly. And please, no help from the audience. On a building in Philadelphia, there is a bronze tablet that says Birthplace of the United States. What is this building called? And what is the answer you two have decided upon?
Independence Hall.
Independence Hall is right.
Got two.
Congratulations. You win $2,000 in addition to $205 in your other prizes. Well, here it is, $2,000 from Elgin American Compacts. Congratulations.
Believe it.
The Elgin American Show, You Bet Your Life, is a John Goodell production, transcribed from Hollywood, directed by Bob Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. Remember, next week's big question pays $1,000. Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at this time for You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx, presented by the creators of America's most beautiful compacts, smartest cigarette cases, and finest dresser sets, Elgin American.
Good night, folks. Have you looked at your compact lately?
You're listening to I Love Old Time Radio with your host, Virtual Vinny.
Welcome back. Well, that's the last episode we have of the second season. There were 6 remaining episodes, with the final one airing on May 25th of 1949. But there's a lot more Groucho to come, as the next 3 seasons are completely available. And that's going to do it for our program. You can find I Love Old Time Radio on iTunes, the Google Play Store, Stitcher, and on Spotify. You can listen to us on your Alexa device through TuneIn. Please take the time to rate us and leave a comment as well. Like us on Facebook at I Love Old Time Radio. Follow us on Twitter at I Love OT Radio. Comments and questions can be directed to our website at iloveoldtimeradio.com. If you'd like to help support this show, you can do so at support.iloveoldtimeradio.com or by joining our Vintage Radio Club. For those of you who are Vintage Radio Club members, tomorrow we'll be posting an episode from CBS Radio Mystery Theater, one of my favorite series. The show will be The Old Ones Are Hard to Kill. You can hear it tomorrow by signing up for our Vintage Radio Club at vintage.iloveoldtimeradio.com. The Shadow returns on Monday, and Groucho will be back next Friday for some more You Bet Your Life. For iloveoldtimeradio.com, this is Virtual Vinny, signing off.